One move in chess can drastically change the entire game and lead to an endless amount of different variations that could have occurred. This is one of those positions. I think it's clear in this position that black either has to find some clever win or is completely losing. I mean, they're down 3 pawns and a bishop here. So this is where I'm going to ask you to try and calculate what can black best do here. Is moving the knight on f5 the best course of action? And a good thing to keep in mind here when you're trying to calculate these moves is try to always look for white's best response here. In your head, you should switch places with your opponent. Pretend like you have the white pieces and visualize how you would defend this position. This bishop on d2, for example, might be an asset if the rook checks on f8 and can go to f4. The king might also be able to escape on g1 and e3 at times, so keeping all of these in mind, and also considering that checkmating the king is not the only way to win chess, you can also win simply by being up material when the other side has no good counterplay, try to take a moment and pause the video and try to find the best sequence that wins for black here. The move that you needed to find was knight d4. This is a move that does a lot of things in controlling the position. Notice that both knight f4 and bishop f4 don't work here. If you go bishop f4, then simply queen f3, king g1, and knight takes knight is winning. If instead we try to defend with our knight here, then simply rook takes knight, bishop takes rook, queen f3, and the same checkmate occurs. So we know we can't use our bishop or knight to defend, so we're left with either our king going to g1, e1, or e3. Just quickly looking at g1, g1 doesn't work because the knight takes e2, e1 doesn't work because of queen h1 checkmate, so we know that e3 is our only option and what we need to calculate here. So after e3, it becomes a little bit more complicated, and like I said before, winning a game isn't always about checkmate. If you try too hard to checkmate and go queen f3 for example, then simply queen takes d4, rook d8, king c4, queen d5, and white is actually doing fine here. King b4, and there's not much of an attack that black has anymore. So instead of queen f3, we actually have rook f3 here, and this is the critical move that you needed to find. Now the king is forced to take the knight, and we have a brilliant, incredible move, c5. Sure, the king can escape on c4, but after queen takes h7, the game is practically over. We're threatening queen d3 now. We could probably easily win either the bishop or the knight, and there's even some faster checkmate still with moving our king to b7, c6, and maybe pushing b5, going queen f7, and things of that nature. If you're able to solve this puzzle, then great job. And if you like the game and would like to see others like it, subscribe and let me know in the comments. And as always, have a great day, and I'll see you